You had an international global party on a Monday fucking night in a venue that probably only held 250 people. I ended up becoming like the face of Sway with how much I fucking went there. You know, to go see fucking Kid Cudi perform, we would go to a Mass Appeal event or go to a Red Bull where Kanye would pull up. Outside of Dice, I was like the coolest black kid going there. You were the first person to kind of like blend all these genres and folks and people.
Hey there, it's me, Roxy Cottontail. You might know me as a DJ, artist, designer, and New York City party promoter, or from my bunny logo. I'm putting all that on the table and writing about the years that transformed music and the New York City scene. I've interviewed 250 friends and colleagues I admire. I ask all and reveal all. Please join me in the tales to rediscover the 90s and the Y2K magical landscape of music, art, technology, and streetwear. This is Roxy's Tales.
For the record, why don't you tell me who you are?
Those that know me as Callender. Those that don't, knows me as the guy with the red hat.
My guest this week on Roxy's Tales is a music industry inspiration, manifesting dreams and dedication for himself and many others, Callender. I met Callender back in 2007 and hired him to promote my Monday night parties at Sway. I watched him learn the ropes and go on to become a booking agent at AM Only, one of the first DJ agencies, and now he's an SVP at Wasserman, one of the biggest agencies there is, representing artists like Jack Harlow, AP Ferg, Brent Faiyaz, RL Grime, and DJ Mustard. Hiring Callender to promote as a young man was only the beginning, and his origin story is superb. Without further ado, Callender.
How do we know each other?
I want to say we met around when I first started hanging around Quan, and he hosted Sway on a Monday night once. It's my first time going to Sway, at the height of like being downtown and parties were free, and we would go get drunk for free at like a fader event or a complex event, and then roll over to like a party like Sway or room service or guest house. And I think from there on, I think he might have hosted probably another 2 times, and that just like became my Monday night spot. And I think from there I just met you and I think you did other events constantly. Oh wow, that might have been it.
Yeah, it was that or probably this.
Yeah, and I started hanging around Quan around then, and I think I came to that party, rolled to a couple of other ones, and then I just became like the biggest, like, I think I ended up becoming like the face of Sway with how much I fucking went there. Because I would go from your party to hang out there on a Thursday or go there for Morrissey night on a Sunday. So, but I think we met just me constantly going there. And yeah, that's how we got tight. You know, it's funny going there every Monday for 2 years, but honestly, it feels like I was going there for 5 years. It doesn't feel like 2007 and 2009. It feels like
you were. I mean, if you were coming when Quan Love was hosting, that was 07.
But it's just so weird. It feels like that was like 02 and I started hosting like in 07. Like it just, the time between that. Cause it like people like E started pulling up and Star City and like it just became like people that were like, cause like I think like your crowd, when you first started doing it, I remember this one. Million Mano, Will Gates started coming out. Cause it like, I feel like it went through like different evolutions. Now you were like the best curator because like the way cause at first I feel like when I went there, it was like all these like highbrow industry people that you wanted to be around, where you would have a Nick Catchdubs there, the chick that from Hell's Bells and like people from A Life and Supreme, like then then you start introducing like the hype beast kids like myself that just like looked up to those people, maybe not even knew who the fuck they were, but would shop at Supreme. Or so then it became like where me and my friends would go, or the people that looked up to Quan would go. Because I remember like in 07, it was like hardly anyone I knew, but it was always like great energy. So that's why I started going. And it became like the thing. But then you start to see how it would change, and I think over time, the party like took on a different shape. I remember that. I think I might have helped have gotten Ed Lover for that. Someone got me in touch with Ed Lover, and because this was later, this was like, I think I might have been at AM Only finally. I think I might have had my job.
So how did like you entering into the world of agency happen and booking artists?
Honestly, I mean, I owe it to a lot of people. You know, Saint and Steve-O and Mickey Fax really helped me get there. But it was them helping me, but then you give me opportunity to be a host and me hosting, because in the eyes of those folks, they thought I was like a party promoter. Right? They thought I was like you, essentially. Like they thought I was looking at deal streets and terms and selling tickets and booking DJs, and all I was just a host, because I, from your party, turned to me doing Fuck Your Party. And I did Fuck Your Party. I remember I did one at the downstairs at Webster Hall. Skrillex came out. You know, we did it at Santos once or twice, and Joel Madden DJ'd, and Will Gates, and 40 Ounce Van hosted. That was a short-lived thing. But when I was doing that, coming out of Sway Mondays, I met this agent who knew about all the parties, who knew about all those parties, and kind of was like, yo, like, I see what you're doing. Like, do you have any interest in being an agent? And honestly, I've never been to a concert before in my fucking life. All I did was fucking go to parties. Like, you know, no one in New York really goes to concerts, really. Like, you know, to go see fucking Kid Cudi perform, we would go to a Mass Appeal event or go to a Red Bull where Kanye would pull out or something. But from there, he just kind of was like, yo, like, do you want to be an agent? And I was like, I'm like Ari Gold. And he just like, he like hired me as an assistant. And that's how it started, like in 2010. Actually, April. I started, my first day as an intern was around then in April.
Wow.
Around then, like literally, I want to say like that following week, I started, and I took the job in September of 2010. September of 2010, and then from there, I've been doing it for fucking 11 years now.
Because AM Only, wasn't it just DJs?
Yeah, like, which is even more interesting because I didn't like, you know, I didn't know the fuck Crookers or Mastercraft or Tiesto or David Guetta. Like, I didn't know any of that shit. The closest thing to that was you. So I basically just treated that job like college, you know, like I just spent 4 years learning concert business, DJs, the nuances and genres under that, like, while fucking hosting, making $150 a night on Monday nights, like, in order to fucking provide for myself. That's when it got crazy. Like, that's when, like, the Electric Tsunami, that was the night. That's when you started seeing a fuck ton of Brooklyn people coming out. No, it was Rice and Peas and that.
It was Rice and Peas, yeah. Well, Rice and Peas, it was me, Melo, and Jasmine. That started in 2007, Rice and Peas as a monthly. And then because Jasmine, Melo, and I were hosts for Rice and Peas, and then eventually I think they did Electric Punani once at 205, and I was like, you are not doing this. You're doing this on a Monday now. You know, I was like, this is no more. And so that's how that came about. And, you know, this was a new wave of Sway. I mean, like you were saying, it went through a lot of iterations. So were you on any message boards or forums?
I was on MySpace. I was a nerd. I'm still like, I mean, I'm not as much a nerd as I used to be, so I'm just too lazy now to do digging, but I used to be on a lot of streetwear, sneaker forums. Like,
Nike.
I wasn't really like a Nike talk guy, but I was more like I think it was like ISS. It was like another sneaker forum. And I think I like did Hypebeast a little bit. And then like MySpace, I was like kind of like buzzing on MySpace, trying to be a fashion designer. That's what kind of like got me downtown and got me in touch with Quan. Just trying to, you know, back then everyone was trying to be a designer and have a line. So that's what kind of got me honestly downtown and into the the party scene.
I'm proud of you also, like, for all you've accomplished.
Thank you. Look, you really played a role in just like for the, I guess it sounds corny saying, but like for the brand of Callender, like you really played an impactful role. And people thinking that I had a platform or a voice, or like, I didn't realize it. You were basically paying me to come do something I was going to do anyway, right? And maybe 10 more people came to Sway that Monday because I was there, but like I was going to probably bring those 10 people anyway, maybe, but it gave me an opportunity and an outlet, which then turned into like, Lee and Paul Morris, people that hired me at AM Only, think that I knew what I was doing, which in reality I fucking didn't.
Well, you figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, I had to. Shit.
But that's great. I mean, I interviewed Reddy Rock, and he basically was like, Sway was a place where kids went to chase their dreams. And it's very true. It was like our living room, and it was our creative place to be like, I want to do this. You want to do that? That's cool. Oh, that right. You should try that, or you should do this, And I think also with like seeing like making Lil Friday a host, or, like you guys were bringing people anyway. And so I was like, let me help you. Like, I could see that you're a natural superstar in like wanting to like share this energy and joy and music and creative flow with people. So why not support the kid, like the younger generation?
I could barely get inside of Supreme or A-Life, and I knew Dice. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't get a job at those places, and I would party with Dice. I couldn't get a job at Clientele at the time or Dave Quality Meats, but I would spend money with those dudes and probably follow Dave Ortiz. But Roxy gave me a job and gave me an opportunity.
You're incredible.
No, you're incredible. And I was able to be incredible given the opportunities that the doors you've opened.
Well, I just see talent, and it took me a long time to realize, like with even making music myself and going, like, I never took that seriously, at all. And I think because, it took me to get to where I'm at now to be like, oh my gosh, like my skill set is discovering artists and giving them that platform.
Right.
Even though I could create music too, but that's not really what I'm best at or what I enjoy the most. And it's like watching other artists flourish.
It's crazy what you've done. It's the amount of people you brought together, the amount of talent from Kid Cudi to fucking, Drake, to, Joakim Noah. I'm like trying to think about all the people that
he used to come to Sway. You remember that?
Yeah, like the amount of talent.
Wow.
I remember Sway was big. I think this maybe before I was hosting. This is when I was going there all the time. And I, in my mind, let me tell it. Outside of Dice, I was like the coolest black kid going there. And I remember there was like it was on two different occasions. One time like these girls from like France or Sweden or something, and they like barely spoke English, and they knew about Sway Monday nights because of the photos. And that's why they came. And I remember one time these girls came in, I think from like Tokyo or something. And it was the same story. Like, we're coming for this. Like, we came to America, we're partying, but we came for this Monday night. Like, with no real attachment, not like, hey, I'm here to see Terry Urban spin. Like, no, like we saw the photos. This place looks like it's legit. And that's, you're talking pre-Yelp, like, and your party wasn't a fucking 7 days, 7 nights party. Like, so it's like to find those photos, you had to be on the right fucking blogs or on the right MySpace pages or following the right people on Twitter. And so like you were bringing people, you had an international global party on a Monday fucking night in a venue that probably only held 250 people. Oh, I think I kind of like really looked up to you. I never thought about hosting parties until hosting parties. How difficult that job actually is. Trying to do my own, and it's not as easy as just showing up and drinking.
It's not.
It is not. You've helped put a lot of people in position to win.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I don't know, you know, a lot of people have asked me to share my story, and you know, Sway being the epicenter of it. And now, like, doing this and like going down the rabbit hole and seeing all of my work as like athletic stats in a way, and the benchmarks that I was able to achieve, and like how many events there were in 2000. I'm going to read these numbers to you because it's just outlandish. 2004, 52, 2005, 150, 2006, 122, 2007, 184, 2008, 186, 2009, 154, 2010, 138.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's a lot of work. And that was either I was producing it, promoting it, hosting it, DJing it, somehow involved.
Right.
And so when I look at it now and I'm like, think about all of the, you know, culture that was really born from that. This is so beautiful that I was able to create all of this. And like, I've had that opportunity and just took it.
How did y'all find Sway? Like who, like?
Well, first off, Monday nights, there was a few of them. Actually, who's the Hasidic rapper? Mayitsayu, what's his name?
Mattis Yahoo.
Mattis Yahoo. He performed at this Monday night. It was called Crack Rabbit Slims. That was the original Sway Monday. And it was next to the Russian bathhouse on 10th Street. And this was like right after I met Aaron. They like would give drugs away at the door. Like it was nuts. And I remember Seaman Sperms was DJing and this other guy Vito too. And then they had Mayit Sayu, is that his name? Mattis Yahoo. I can never remember his name. He's performing, and like that night or like soon after, because I was like I gave Aaron Hollertronics mix, the first one, Never Scared, and a Plastic Little EP. And I was like, please listen to this shit. We have to collaborate. Like Sarah from Vice told me that we need to work together and like, you're the one. And so he finally, after I harassed him enough, listened to it. And then once he listened to it, it was like, okay, let's go. It's go time. And so that's when we started working together. And soon after, there was only like 2 or 3 Crack Rabbit Slims. And he's like, these kids started doing this Morrissey night at Sway on Sundays. Brian DeGraw and Ben Cho. And we need to do Mondays, take that over and like make that ours. And I was like, okay. And in the early years, I mean, it was just like 30 dudes and maybe like 4 girls. Like it was like, and like Mike Stace brought like a volcano, like that vaporizer thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what a volcano is?
Well, I know what a volcano is, but like.
It's a smoking device. And it has this giant plastic bag that fills up with smoke, and then you inhale the smoke. Brought this into Sway. This happened. I wish I had photos of it. But, you know, just crazy stuff. And so I was just like, this is not a sustainable business. Like, they're going to kick us out. And, you know, like, they can't just like have the doors open with us. You know, it's like it's not gonna work. And so the Monday night that I was doing ended up being very successful. And I just saw the potential there. But it was really cool because there was no competition.
Right.
And Sway was such a destination spot that if you were going there, you weren't leaving. Yeah,
because it's like so in the cut. Like, I don't want to walk there. I don't want to take a cab. Like, let's just stay.
Yeah. So it was special for a lot of reasons. Do you have favorite DJs or performers from the Sway era?
I want to say the night that I had the most fun, Melo probably was like the best. Like he would do. I remember he did this thing where I think it's like when a Millie came out by Lil Wayne. I think he would like play a little bit of the song, and then I think he would bring it back and just play the instrumental, which was like crazy because like no one ever played instrumentals, and he would just like play the instrumental. I think it was a Millie, but Melo is probably the best. I think Jasmine as well. I was Electric Punani was my favorite. Like those DJs were always like crushing it. I think Terry Urban was a good one. But to be honest, I don't remember most of shit. Like I got super cool with like Tim, Ben, Guillermo. So like I drank for free there, and so all I would do is just go there, hang out at the bar, and like probably have like 12 shots of Jameson.
Do you always felt pretty welcome in nightlife?
Hell no, I'm black. Are you fucking crazy?
I mean, you seemed very comfortable to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, see, feeling comfortable and welcome are two different things, right? Like,
True.
Even in a place that I'm not welcome and I can feel comfortable in, you know, because I'm me, but it's intimidating, you know, like that's why I wouldn't go to Greenhouse or some of these places because fuck, I still go to festivals now and I'll have R.L. Grime or PJ Morton or T-Pain or Jack Harlow headlining a stage, and I have security walking up to me, ask me for my pass or trying to escort me off the stage. And I'm like, you know, so it's something about me, I guess, because I'm short and black. My joke is I'm short and black, so I look like I'm stealing this thing. Because I'll be with some friends and they don't fuck with I'll bring my friends to festivals with me and my friends are good and they question me. Like, so I don't know what it is about my face or what smug vibes I give off, but like, you know, it's very intimidating going to like clubs and not know, because the thing about New York, especially on industry nights, it's more about who you know. It's about appearance and who you know. So when you walk up to a place with a door person, if I don't know Roxy or the people inside and they ask me, what am I here for? You gotta have the right answer, you know? So I don't always feel accepted because they're like, I know about the party, but it's like, hey, I'm just here to have fun. Yeah, we're filled tonight, sir. Everything's booked up. Like, wait, what? Like, you just let those 8 people in.
Well, I like that, you know, because like I think a lot of people felt comfortable in Sway, which was a special place of that I didn't want anyone to feel ever rejected because of the way they look. Or I remember like doing an event at Southside. I don't know if you remember this place. It was near Gold Bar. It was short-lived. I don't think it was very successful, but I tried doing an event there and they didn't want to let anyone in that was like under 5'8". And I was so pissed because I was like that, like they're too short, like they're door staff. And I was like, and Pebbles having to like deal with them because she was my door girl. And they're like, they didn't want to let anyone that wasn't tall in because it was like,
that's why I get fucked with. I'm exactly 5'8". If I have one band, the center of gravity. No, I mean, I've always felt accepted or welcome at Sway. I would say for them, you know, for all of your events. You know what the best party you used to throw, I would say, was always around like New Year's. Like, I think you had Mickey perform one year, Theophilus London performed another year. It was either right before New Year's or right after, but and you used to always have a performer. I remember one time they broke the table.
yes.
They broke the table, but
Ninja Sonic?
huh?
Was that Ninja Sonic?
Maybe Ninja Sonic. Yeah.
People broke with Ninja Sonic. How do you feel like all of that has impacted now?
You were the first person to kind of like blend all these genres and folks and people, which now is the norm, right? Like now you look at a kid's iPod and he'll have a Spraga Ben song or and then a song from fucking Good Charlotte, then a track from Idols, and then a Jay-Z song, where like you were the first person to blend that world where there are kids from Brooklyn, kids from the electronic scene, and no one really complained about the music. Everyone had fun. It was just like a good old time, and people kind of had an understanding. It gave, and like I think for myself specifically, like it opened my eyes. I think that's what it did for me. It opened my eyes to try different things and to be comfortable, you know, around folks that don't necessarily look like me, people that don't come from the same neighborhoods as I. You know, I think that's It was like the fucking United Nations of partying.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I love it. Yeah, that's gonna be a quotable. Do you think we discussed everything that we need to discuss?
Yeah, I mean, without incriminating myself, yeah, I think we killed it.
Good. You had some really great gems that you dropped in there.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I went into this thing with no expectations. I didn't write anything down. This is all off memory and all from the heart.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you, Callender.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for hopping by. That's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and stalk. Bounce, little kitty.